This is a land of dreams and madness. Children's stories come to life.
I know no such stories.
You weren't raised at the temple. Stories of this galaxy are considered folk tales. Some ancient past, long forgotten.
Hello again, I'm Chuck, and I talk about Star Wars stuff. Now that Andor is finished, there are apparently several Star Wars projects that are in the works or in production or almost wrapping up that we either one, know about, two, are rumors, or three, know nothing about. So I'm going to talk about at least a couple of them. The first one that I'm going to talk about is the Ahsoka Season 2 that's coming up. If you've watched Season 1, there's not much more I can say about that. I'm certain that you've understood now that we've seen a lot of the live-action characters from the TV show Rebels that have been now incorporated into Ahsoka. I really liked Ahsoka. The reason is because I really like the whole idea of getting a little bit more deep into the spiritual aspect and philosophy of the Force and what's behind it. I like the idea of the Mortis gods.
The Mortis gods.
Yes.
I like the idea of the world between worlds. And also I like Purrgil. Okay, I like space whales. Yes. Whales that are living beings that can utilize the jump to hyperspace. Why not? There we are. So, with Ahsoka Season 2, we learned that Ahsoka and Sabine and Shin and Baylan, the two bad guys, other than Grand Admiral Thrawn, are stuck on Peridea. It's a planet in a separate galaxy from the galaxy where all of the stories in Star Wars take place. So now there are two galaxies.
Stay on target.
So it's continuing more of that. Apparently in Season 2, there's going to be more of a focus on Baylan and Shin and what's going to be happening there on Peridea with Sabine and Ahsoka, and all their trials and tribulations back and forth. And we're going to learn a little bit more about the Mortis gods, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens in that. The next show that I want to talk about is the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Yes, and it's titled The Mandalorian and Grogu. That's what we have so far, and that's, I think, how they're going to pretty much set it up. It's scheduled for release in May of 2026. This is the continuing story of Mando and his adopted son Grogu, now called Din Grogu. So I think that's pretty cool. There's a rumor that Mando may get his Razor Crest ship back. We'll see what happens with that, with what happens in the film and everything. And also, I believe that Grogu is going to be saying his first full words and sentences. Will he sound like Master Yoda, and will everything be sort of in that diphthong kind of backwards talk? Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Other than that, there are several unnamed projects right now. There's so much going on right now with Kathleen Kennedy now having somewhat left the whole Star Wars franchise and Disney. I don't know what's going to happen. There was a new movie show something that was titled Rangers of the New Republic, and apparently that one was supposed to be taking place about 5 years after the rise of Skywalker. There was also the rumor of a Lando standalone film, sort of like the movie Solo. Again, I've heard nothing more on it other than the rumor that it was going to happen, or that it was out there as an idea. So we shall see what comes. I'll try and keep my eyes out and open and my ear to the ground and see what I can find and see what I hear. Who knows? Anyway, that's about all I had this time. I don't think that there's going to be much else coming up. The next talk that I may do will be focused probably pretty much on Ahsoka Tano, because since that's coming up, that's a new Disney Plus series. I think that one's kind of important. At least for my wife. Chris really enjoys Ahsoka, really enjoys, and I think that's fantastic because, once again, I love it when I watch a new Star Wars fan being born, as it were. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next week.
One is never too old to learn, Snips.